Welcome back to the GT podcast, where I bring on athletes, coaches, and people in the fitness industry, learn from them, and share their experiences for my audience to learn and relate to. My next guest is a person who turned pro at the 2022 NPC Nationals in the figure division. What got my attention from her is the fact that she loves training and she does it with intensity and does it for the love of it. A full-time teacher and an IFBB pro at the same time is not an easy thing to do. She just recently moved from New York to now living in Texas, where now she can be in that environment and in that community in the bodybuilding area, and got a new job and career in the public school education. I learned from her from going from softball in college to now going from being a teacher and balancing out being a teacher and a IFBB pro at the same time. And many people wonder, how can that be done? How can that be possible? You're about to learn from her, and she can do it, and she's living her dream. Here's my guest, IFBB figure pro, Amanda Almodovar.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, perfect. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. I'm happy to have you on. Are you going to Pittsburgh tomorrow?
No, I'm actually not. I'm not. Are you?
Yeah, I am. All I've done today is just pack up, get everything ready, because tomorrow I'm leaving at I think around like 10 in the morning.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
How
But I
long is
wanted
the
to have,
drive for you?
it's about 4 hours from Maryland, so it won't be too long.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to say, like, I wanted to have you on because when I saw you, I was like, hey, this girl likes to train, and she's figure. I'm like, this is what people need to be doing in figure instead of, talking about how to improve, like put yourself out there. And that's what you're doing as an athlete, and you're showing people your life. And that's something I wanted to know about you is, your story, how you got to where you are and what do you hope for the future. But so my first question I wanted to ask you is, your background, your education, where are you from?
Yeah. So I was born in New Jersey, raised in a small town in New York. So I am a New York girl. Been here ever since, ready to get out. I love New York, but very overstimulating over here, very overpopulated. So I'm ready for some more of a quiet area, something down south. But yeah, I went to elementary school actually in the same school that I was brought up in. So I'm now teaching in the same kindergarten that I started in,
Oh,
which is
okay.
cool. A little bit of full circle life. I played sports my whole life, basketball, softball, and soccer. And then I went on to play college softball. And then it was kind of from there that I branched out and started really, loving being strong and training. And I fell in love with the gym since then.
So because when you stopped playing college softball, you're like, what am I going to do now? You wanted to find a purpose, and training and something was something that you found an avenue for.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely knew that I could not hang up the cleats without having the next step. So my junior year was really when I met a friend, and she was competing in bikini, but she was like, "You should totally try." And at first, I thought about powerlifting, but then my coach was like, "I don't want you getting injured." So bodybuilding, for aesthetics, was kind of like the easier route, so to speak. And then I just caught the bug, and now it's been that ever since.
I'm glad you did not go to CrossFit, because everybody does that. They're like, you know what? I've stopped playing in the college level. I still want to feel like I'm in my prime. They do CrossFit. What happens? They get injured.
Yeah, there's a lot of like torn ligaments and muscles there, and I'm like, my body's already enough
I'm
wear and
not shitting
tear.
on everyone, and I'm not shitting on anyone who's just CrossFit. Just that's kind of what I see. Like they still like have the like competitive nature. Like they want to still be like that prime athlete, but it's like, well, you're not going to be an athlete forever. You're going to do something
Mhm.
after. And I mean, you've now found a purpose in bodybuilding, which is you have something more longer to do. And I definitely see you in the long run and doing this. And so you said you're from New York. You lived in New Jersey as well, right?
I never lived there, nope. But my mom's pregnancy was like super dangerous, and there was a lot of complications. So I was like a emergency pregnancy in New Jersey. So I was just born there, and then came back to New York.
Okay. So so then you graduate, you're doing bodybuilding, and then you're teaching at the same time, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I was actually going to grad school. Did my first show. My mom was also sick at the time, so the plate has always really been full. Bodybuilding has been something that I never really thought I'd get to the point of where I am now. I just kind of did it because I loved the nitty gritty training. I loved being an athlete, and I couldn't let that down. And so, I mean, here I am, and things have changed, and I'm just kind of running with the opportunities that I'm blessed for.
Yeah. And so how hard is it like being a teacher and prepping at the same time? When did you do your first show, your first like amateur show, and then your first you did your first national show, was it in nationals in 2022? Was that your first one
So
or
nope, so that was my second. I did USA's. I want to say 2 years prior. And then I took some time to grow. I changed coaches, and then that's when I went pro in 2022. So for as long as I've been bodybuilding, I've kind of been balancing it alongside of things, right? When I first competed as an amateur, I was playing college softball still. I was the sole caretaker for my mom, who was sick. And then I was attending classes. And then, I continued. I finally graduated college. And then, right out of graduation, I got my first job teaching kindergarten. So, since then, I've been balancing teach kindergarten, train, do all the things. And, the plate has become more loaded with just trying to keep the presence on social media. And you know how that business side of it goes now. That's like almost a job in itself. So, it has been super challenging. I will not lie. It takes a lot of prayers and a lot of coffee to get through, long days with them. Like, for example, today I'm completely shocked because it's my rest day, but we had a field trip. So I'm like, spent all
oh,
day with all 19 of them running around, going crazy. But it definitely is worth it. It's something that I love. So I do my best to balance it as much as I can. Bodybuilding is not a sport of balance. So I went into it knowing that I would have to pursue it like wholeheartedly. And I don't really do anything less than 100. And those who know me know that. So I just try my best to find the moments where I can be as still as possible with the schedule that I have.
yeah. So I know this is kind of, I hope this is not uncomfortable for me to ask you. Is it like, do your students know that you are bodybuilder, or they see, like, do parents know? Are they concerned or anything? Because I'm coming from, I live in Loudoun County. I don't know if you recognize that, from Northern Virginia. That was not really something people were exposed to. I mean, I used to see magazines with like Muscle Tech with like Jay and Ronnie in their eras. I graduated 2013 from high school, so there wasn't really that person like that was like a bodybuilder kind of thing. It was kind of like a niche. So do I know you have a tattoo, and do any of the parents or students know that you bodybuild, and how do they perceive it? Because I feel like now this generation is more exposed to it than when I was growing up. And I don't think we're too. How old are you now? I don't think you're younger than me.
Yeah, I'm 27.
You're 3 years younger than me. I turn 30 next month. So
Okay. Oh,
how
happy
is it
early
like? What's the
birthday.
percep? Thank you. How is the perception of bodybuilding and how in your work, and how do parents and students perceive you?
Yeah, I mean, I will say I've been teaching for almost coming up on 6 years soon. And I will say that it has evolved over time in terms of when I first competed and I first got my job. Like, bodybuilding wasn't out there. There was not content on bodybuilding the way that it is now. I feel like in the last 3 years, honestly, it's grown exponentially where bodybuilding is something that people, even the average Joe, training in a random gym is going to understand and kind of know somewhat of someone who has tried or done a show or is working towards a show or, the big names in the industry. So thankfully, it's not as alien to the
Mm.
population as it once was when I first started. Um, my students are 5 and 6. So I feel like if I taught, fifth grade, like I also teach in the children's ministry at my church on Sundays, and I have
Okay.
second through fifth graders. So they're like, oh, you're jacked. Like they totally can take notice to it. My kids definitely do. But I don't really talk much about, like, I don't talk to them about like the fact that I'm competing. I just talk a lot about health and fitness, and I try and stay covered up as much as possible. Like, I just wear, oversized stuff. I don't want to. I already stick out like a sore thumb, so I don't want to do so more in a setting where it's like just not needed. So I stay very modest in my dress. That being said, like now that it's summer and springtime, I start wearing the sleeves. My kids love the tattoos. So thankfully, I mean, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it. With social media, the fact that my page is not private because of sponsors, I can't have it be. I have a
Yeah.
lot of parents actually that have found my social media, followed my social media, and they have a lot of positive things to say too, which I'm
Oh,
thankful
that's good.
for.
That's good. That's good to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. So
So, Mike, Mike, so you actually talk about more exposure. So, so about your history as an amateur. So, when was your first ever? What year was that your first ever amateur show, and which one was that one?
2015.
Okay, 2015.
2015, and it was Easterns. Yeah.
And you were doing figure or bikini at that time.
I've always been figure.
Okay. Did you ever think about doing a different division, or you just kind of like, I want to stay this? Because I remember at one point, Sydney Gillen was asked this, like, with your small frame, have you not considered bikinis? Like, no, I think I'm built for this. Here I stay.
Hmm.
I just had
Yeah.
Vanya
So
August on, yeah, and she actually won an overall in both bikini and in figure, and she was asked, why didn't you want to go with figure if bikini wasn't working out at first? Like, no, judge told me you're bikini, you should stick with that. You should always listen to what the judge, if they recommend something or suggest, it's for your own, they want to do it, they want to say what's best and how you can improve and take that.
hmm yeah. So I always started in figure. The friend actually that put me onto bodybuilding, she was bikini. But I knew right away, like I did not have the stature for bikini, and I really honestly didn't want to. I think it's a beautiful division. I just think for me personally, I've always been a bigger girl, like a more brutal, like I don't know how to describe it. Yes, I am very feminine, but I also have a lot of grit to me. So I felt not only physique wise, but personality wise, it didn't fit me being in that category. I mean, I'm lucky enough I can walk in the heels and do my thing and figure. So yeah, I don't think it really ever fit me. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Right now, I'm still 27. My muscle is still not in its prime as of yet. And I'm kind of getting a little bit big for the division. I get the question a lot, like, "Oh, are you going to move up to women's physique or eventually women's
I don't
bodybuilding?"
see that. I don't see that in you.
Really?
I
Yeah.
okay, can I tell you something?
Sure.
I thought you were about 5'6", 5'7". And then I'm in the pre-judging at the Olympia and I see you and I wish I could have talked about it. I didn't want to lose my seat. I'm like, she's short.
I'm
I'm
very
like,
tiny. I'm
I
5'2".
thought I thought
Yeah.
Natalia Soltera was tall, and then I see her and I'm like, I'm taller than her. I think they
Mm-mm.
look big and then you see them in person. They're not, because I think for you, you have a longer torso
Mm-hmm.
that kind of throws off. Like pictures and like videos don't show the real thing, and then you see them like until you're that into and like at the show and in person, then you see them. They're like, wow. But when I saw this, I was like, wow, this she looks incredible. This is insane. Like,
Thank
wow.
you. Yeah, definitely not tall though.
Like,
I have the
and you have
muscle,
this
just
habit
not the
of,
length. Okay.
and I noticed you have this habit, like you said, you like training hard, and I like that, like that style, like you come to train hard. You have this habit of biting your shirt.
Yes, that is a thing. That is, it's funny. I went to the dentist and he was like, "Let me ask you something." He's like, "Do you grit your teeth or like do you clench your jaw a lot?" And I just started laughing because I just think about, I like flash back to all my hard training sessions. But yeah,
I
yeah,
should take my chain off when I train, but like I sometimes it's like I'm back and on an incline or like on a leg press. I like put in my mouth and like a brace for it, and I'm like, okay, don't bite it. Like
yeah. I try
just do
not to
that.
now, but it's such a habit that I'm like, oh, it's
It's
hard.
like nail biting.
Yes, yeah.
But what got you into like that kind of training style? Was it a coach that you had, or is this like you've always been like this?
I've always been a balls to the wall type of girl. I mean, even in sports, like I remember just I was just always an animal. Like I mean, softball we do sprints and I'm just like it was always the fastest, always trying to do more than I had to and always exhausting myself to that extent. So I think that level of athlete in me is just like naturally bred. And then when it translated over to training, I just loved progressing. I loved the strength of it. Obviously, when I was younger, I wasn't really focusing so much on time under tension and form and all of that stuff. But now, my form has gotten to a point where I'm very strategic in my training. Like, yes, I am training with strength. But that being said, I don't train like I once used to, and it was just like for ego. So honestly, it's just something that I loved. I've always been that way. No one really pushed me to do it. Actually, the opposite. A lot of coaches have told me like, "All right, peel back, simmer down, cool it because your joints, you're wreaking havoc on your body, and you're still young." And also for my division, I don't need more tissue. I kind of just need to refine the shape of what I have. So yeah, it's just kind of a me thing. I don't know. It's like therapeutic for me. It's my place that I go in. I put in the work. I drown everything else out, and I black out.
Yeah, I mean, training should be fun. I mean, if that was me, hopefully, I mean, I'm going into my first classic show in 2026. I'm started working with Jarrett Crew, and I told him like, listen, I love competing. It's not about the money for me. It's if I had the best life, it's eat, sleep, train, repeat, repeat.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to have that life? It's just like being in the gym and just going out for it. So all in all, I wanted to ask like for your pro debut. So you took 2 years off from after getting your pro card at nationals, going into your pro debut at Chicago. How did it go? How did it go leading up into that point? I know that you were taking time off from teaching to going to doing that. I know it's very difficult to do, and how do you balance that out? Like, let them know like I'm going to a different state for like a week or a couple of days. How does it?
Yeah, so for me, competing has always been summers because that's the only time that I am able to do it. So Matt Jansen was my coach at the time, and that's what we had planned to do. We had planned to do summer shows because that was the only. I said, listen, I have from June 25th to August 25th. That's my window. We'll run it. We'll see if we can qualify. We'll do our debut and see and go from there. So that's kind of, I wish I was like other competitors where I could do whatever show throughout the year that I wanted to, and then push and pull back and do that type of thing. But I'm really limited in what I'm able to do. For example, with Pittsburgh, I was originally going to do Pittsburgh. I was set to do it. Damien, my new coach, and I, we were, gunning for it. And then about, I want to say 6 or 7 weeks out, I got hit with like walking pneumonia, which completely took me out, which I got from my classroom. So just like that, trying to balance between school and bodybuilding and all that stuff, especially you're eating lower calories, your immune system is low, it completely took me out. And I knew that it was not going to work because contract wise, I have to take personal days if I'm going to travel or do X, Y, and Z. So I think the most challenging thing is my schedule and trying to go to the Arnold and the Olympia every year, right? And be there for my sponsors and work. But then also if I'm competing that year as well during the school year, then I have to account for days. So, I mean, it worked out perfectly. I'm not doing Pittsburgh. We are gunning for a now summer show, which will be much better. My peak week won't be me teaching with students. That's very hard. I've done it. Last time I did that was 2022 nationals. And after doing it, I said to myself, I'll never do that again. Never, because it's very challenging. But
And you did very well. And you did very well at your first shows. Go ahead. Go. What were you saying?
yeah, no, I was just the prep was definitely challenging. And looking back, I mean, I also didn't have as much tissue as I do now, but I just feel like that I can't get that dry level of conditioning because of the amount of stress and cortisol that I have, being that I'm trying to balance everything. So,
Yeah. It's just like having to make things work. Like you said, there is really no balance. There's always that debate. I cannot tell you that one episode of Bro Chat, they were like arguing for like 30 minutes about having balance in life. And I'm like, let's just make it clear there is no balance in life. It's like, no, make time for my wife, make time for this. Like, no, it's like there is no balance. There's never a perfect time. It's just, when you hit the nail on the head on your peak, right place, right time, right show, right lineup, that's
mhm,
what's gonna happen. Like, do I believe that you can qualify for the Olympia? Absolutely, man. I'm not just saying that because I have you on, but I definitely believe it's just a matter of when. I always tell that to any athlete, be it their pro or in the amateur level. It's just, are you going to turn pro? Are you going to be? You want to go to Olympia? It's just a matter of when.
mhm,
So So you did Chicago Pro. You got seventh,
mhm.
right? You were in the. They did they do 8 in the first call out, or
I
they did
can't even.
6?
I can't even. I think it was six. I think it was six. I can't even remember. That's like all a blur. A lot of people like remember their stats and all that stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. For me, if it's not one, that's it. Like I don't need to remember anything else. I just rinse and repeat and show up for the next show. But I just remember Chicago and Tampa, the two shows that I did do, were they said the deepest lineups in the season. I mean, there was 26 girls in one of the lineups, and I just remember like they didn't even have room on the stage for us. It was wild.
Yeah. And so you did Tampa, and then you get 8th. And I actually liked your Tampa. I actually like both the looks, but I'll say this: the Chicago backdrop with that fire took away everything. I'm sorry, they're gonna get a black backdrop, hopefully,
I
please.
know. I'm waiting for this. I'm like, they should just do it already.
I don't like. I just like prejudging. They just have the black backdrop, not that LED screen. Okay, finals, do what you want, you know.
Hmm.
But I just want for just for prejudging, black backdrop.
Yeah, it'll make it easier for them to judge too. I feel like less
Yeah.
moving pictures and overstimulation.
Yeah, because you have a great look, and I was just like, and not even some people who are like second to fifth as well. They had a great look, but I felt like it just kind of takes away the look. I don't want to sound like I said, I'm not the promoter. I understand they have sponsors. They want their brand recognized, so I get it. Like New
Mhm.
Tech, they pay the Olympia about $1 million just to have their logo up on the title sponsor.
Wow.
So you when you started posting stuff and to get like always people always ask how you get sponsored and all. So you're did you just start posting videos of yourself just being like I'm training, I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden Animal contacted you and was the Animal your first sponsor or was it something else before?
Yeah, so I was with Black Magic. They had reached out to me, so I was with them for a little bit. I was also with Gaspari Nutrition for a little bit.
Oh,
And then yeah, I've just kind of it's funny, my following has come just from me posting what I post. Like sometimes it's training videos, sometimes it's really deep, real and raw captions of just what I'm thinking, things about mental health. I'll post my mom being funny, my family. So like I don't ever want my page to show only one facet of me because I'm so multi like there's so many parts of me. Bodybuilding is essentially like 2% of who I am. So yeah, I guess over time companies saw that. And for Animal, I started with them a little bit under a year ago, and they had reached out for me to do their new merch launch and model for them first. So that's how it started. And I met the whole team. Absolutely incredible. Shout out to Sean and Rudy. They're just honestly amazing. I shot with them for the summer merch launch, and then kind of from there, we were kind of in connect. They loved me, I loved them, and they said, you know, what can we do? And that's kind of how that happened. And then down the road, I continued to post during Olympia. I actually went to the Gasp house to just visit with some people, and I ended up speaking to the athlete manager and Johanna Branch. Like they're just all sweethearts, and that that just melted together too. And so I'm also with Gasp and Better Bodies. So
that's
it's
awesome.
generally it's generally just happened. Just I'm just posting and existing, and God is placing me in front of the right people, and I am genuinely thankful for both sponsors.
Yeah. And I think I know it's hard with figure because a lot of the shows dropped them and removed them, and I don't want to get into controversy. I understand why the Arnold dropped it because it wasn't getting the ROI of the sponsors, but I don't want to stand here and just Amanda, please forgive me for this. I don't want to stand here and say it's a division's fault, like oh, it's wellness's fault that figure. It just feels like they need someone to bring like to make some noise. I remember having Rachel Sedgwick on, like they need people to put themselves out there. And I like what you're doing. Your YouTube, you show your training intensity. I think people will like that style and like that. They won't like you just for your personality. They like you for being you. And they're like, hey, I like to train. Man, I want to look like that. If you remember the early days of figure, I mean, figure's been around since 2003, so over 22 years. And I remembered the first winner, Devana Medina, tall, 5'7" Puerto Rican girl. She won the first three in a row and people liked her look. And then Jenny Lynn, that was actually Hani Rambod's first Olympia win ever, was with Jenny. She won '06 and '07. And then you kind of got into like the look of Aaron and Nicole. And a lot of people got to figure because of them, because they love that rivalry.
Hmm.
And I feel like that rivalry that had with Sydney, Latoria, Candace, and Nicole, that was like I feel like that's been missing. Like there needs to be some sort of excitement or someone to bring that. So that being said, with all I've said, is it right now? Is there just not that person like that can be that? Do you see figure as like a revolving door, or do you see someone like being that next champion, that next face of the division? What do you see it going as?
Yeah. I mean, Sid Gillen is Sid Gillen. There's not going to be another Sid Gillen. She is an absolute stud. She's a sweetheart inside and out. And she does what she does, right? There's never going to be another like her. That being said, I mean, the figure division is growing very rapidly, and there are a lot of up and coming studs in the figure division. I mean, I competed with a lot of them in the lineup in Chicago and Tampa and moving forward. Um, so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here. I mean, Natalia is a great big name. You mentioned Cherish is a great big name. Like, these girls just have bubbly, beautiful shape and conditioning. So I'm very excited to see who's going to take it and how we're going to run the figure division. But I'm glad to see that, you know, Sid did her part. She's stepping away, but now there's other females that are stepping now up to that plate. And it's honestly anyone's grab. So I think both old and young, a lot of people are going to have to look out because there's a lot of girls that are really, really representing the division and doing it well.
Yeah, and I definitely think that what you're doing is a great job with that. So let's go into who's your favorite person to train with, and who both guy and girl, who's your favorite one to train with? I saw that one with Colossus Ken. I was just like, oh, she can keep up with her. I don't
Yeah.
know if you know this. You know Dana Lynn Bailey, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
She has she has a condition called Graves' disease. So, and she trained with like three different people in one whole day. She trained with Jay. She trained with, I think her name Urishna, and I forgot the one last girl. Like, she did like three different body parts all day. I think she did all for content, but she just loves to train and she likes to
Yeah.
do that. So, and it's like everyone's just like, I'm tired. It's like, let's keep going.
Good for
That was
her.
her. Yeah.
It's
So
funny,
who was
Dave.
your favorite?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite any division who's your favorite male athlete and your favorite female athlete to train with?
That's hard only because I don't train with a lot of people. If you know me, you know I do not train with. There's maybe like a handful of people I will ever train with willingly. I'm a solo trainer, and also like I want someone to match that intensity, which is very hard to find. So I will
Yeah.
say Sean Kurita is great to train with, as well as Ken. Ken, I got to give it to my brother Ken. We've done I think maybe 2 sessions. We did a leg session and we did back together. Right now, he's actually en route to New York Pro. So
Oh, okay.
excited for his debut. Looking forward to that. And then after that, once we're both in off season, we'll get back to some nitty gritty sessions again. But I will say those are my two favorite males to train with. Although the list is not long of people that I'll train with. And then females, I can't think of the last female I've trained with. So I can't give you that one. I can't give you that one. But I
Oh
mean,
no, it's
listen,
okay.
we're holding our own because I'm seeing a lot of great content of just females pushing. So to those girls out there who are told not to push too hard, just keep pushing. Just keep doing your
Yeah.
thing. Don't listen to them.
So, what do you think right now? What was different when you were with? Were you with Matt when you won your pro card, and then up into now versus when you were with Damien? Yeah,
Yeah.
now you were Damien, but were you with Matt from when you turned pro to 2024 season?
So I was with Matt, and I did my whole pro debut season. Yeah. So it
Okay.
wasn't until this year's Olympia that I decided to part ways and then move on and reached out to Damien. So, I mean, in terms of difference, their coaching styles are surely different. I just felt that it was honestly a need for a change, a need for some newness. I knew that Matt was stepping away from coaching a lot of athletes very soon.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be, on my personal decision and my comfort and not a level of like, hey, I'm not taking athletes anymore. And then I would have to scavenge in the middle of a prep or the middle of an off season and try and find something new. So once Sid announced her retirement at Olympia, um, a light bulb went off, and I was like, who better to know the figure division than someone who has had the queen of it for years to come, right? So that's kind of what my mentality was thinking. There was nothing wrong with Matt. Matt and I did a lot of incredible things. We shaped my physique in ways unimaginable, and I'm very grateful for all of the years that we had together. But it was just time. It was time for me to move on. And with Damien, he's starting to learn my body. Um, and he's starting to learn my mindset in knowing when to tell me to peel back and, you know, not push as hard, and just kind of cool it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the season's going to bring. I mean, the feedback from Tampa and Chicago was that Tyler said that I was a little bit bottom heavy. They said bring the same exact conditioning. Conditioning was great and on, but they just wanted more mass and density in my shoulders and my back and width, which we for sure have brought. So I'm honestly looking forward to it because I feel like my shape has changed tremendously since last season.
Yeah. So it's hard to find someone that's really specialized in figure, and I think Damien's really good at that. But do you feel like, is it better to have a coach that's specialized for specific divisions, or like someone who's more versatile than anyone? Or do you feel like it's what the results show in how their athletes perform?
Hmm. I
What do
mean,
you
at
think?
the end of the day, you really want to go for coaching style, right? Someone who's going to have that communication with you, someone who's going to be able to learn your body and know, when to tell you red light or green light. In terms of like knowing specific divisions and all of that, I think there's stud athletes that no matter who coaches them, they're going to succeed, right? So at the end of the day, what I really wanted to know was, are you going to be as invested in me as I am in this? I didn't want a cookie cutter program. I didn't want someone who has millions of clients and who could barely attend. And I know that Damien's very successful, has a lot of clients, but I do feel that him and I have a relationship where I could call him right now and say, hey, this is bothering me, or what can we do for this? And he would respond. And that's really what I was looking for.
Okay. So what do you feel like is much different now? Is it the diet, the training, the cardio? What has changed different from your previous coach with Damien now?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that has created a change in my physique is probably my split. When Matt and I were together, I was wanting to do a second back day. And so we added that. But then I still had like two really intense leg days and I wanted another shoulder day. So now that I'm with Damien, we have a 5 day split, but I'm tapping back, shoulders, and legs twice a week. So the frequency of which I'm hitting those muscles is more now. And I've, increased the intensity in back and shoulders, and that's kind of added some density there. So cardio is very different also. Damien is big on steps, which I know is coming up a lot in the industry now. A lot of coaches are just using steps instead of like direct cardio like Stairmaster or whatever. It's very different for me. I won't lie. I'm used to, being the cardio bunny, but I do see where it's alleviating a lot of cortisol and water retention on my body, which I'm liking. So,
Yeah. And now you're using like the Apple Health app, you're doing the Apple Watch, you're doing the Oura Ring.
yeah, I have an Apple Watch. I have an Apple
Yeah.
Watch that I
You know what I'm
hold for
seeing people
steps.
do now? They're taking their Apple Watch and they have like a stretchy like wristband and they're putting it on their ankle.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't know if that's, I see it when they're
does
doing
that
their
make a
check-ins.
difference?
Well, because you're walking with your feet more. I
Yeah,
get the idea. Like it's like an ankle, like a ankle monitor, what do you ever call it?
yeah,
Almost like,
that's
because if I'm just
intense.
sitting, I'm like, the only way it's going to recognize I'm moving is if I'm moving my arms.
Sure.
So I see people doing that. Like when they're doing cardio, they put it on their ankle.
Huh.
Aura rings, it's like, I've never done an aura ring with
I
the
wouldn't
coaching
even
app.
know
Yeah,
how that works.
I don't
Yeah.
know. With my coach, Jarek, he has like the Apple Health app because he has his own coaching app, J Crew Coaching, and we just do that. Because for some reason my Apple Watch doesn't sync with the Apple Health, like the health app on the phone, but the
Okay.
health app on the phone connects with his app. But I don't know, everything's different. But my question for you next is, so you feel that steps, this is actually going into that. Do you feel like tracking steps is more accurate versus like you're doing, for instance, 30 minutes step mill or like 30 minutes treadmill? Is there any difference you feel when than doing that versus doing the
Yeah, I
machines?
mean, I think it's been a challenge because it's different from what I know. But I will say that my body is a lot less stressed than it was when I was jumping right in and doing direct cardio. I do have direct cardio right now. I do have some time on the Stairmaster, but I think that the steps are creating me to not just do all cardio fasted or post, but it's keeping me moving throughout the day, which essentially over time is helping your metabolism. So my metabolism is not being run down completely in a 40-minute cardio session, but extended throughout the length of time of the day in a less excruciating, form. So, do I think that one's better than the other? No. Do I think that one's easier than the other? Yeah, I honestly think that direct cardio is easier than steps because I'll teach all day and then I'm like, oh, I still have this many steps, and then it's I got to go either walk outside or walk inside. It does give me nice time because when it's nice out, I can do it in a different location than being in a gym all the time. But everyone's style is different. It's definitely something new that I'm just getting used to. But like I said, in terms of my body, my joints are kind of happier. Seeing the stairs a lot less, so that's a win-win.
Because how would it be like when you finish working with the kids at the end of the day, and you do all the paperwork, and then you get ready to go? Because would you go to the gym? You do cardio first, or would you do it last?
I do it last. Yep. So I'll either do it fasted prior to going to work when I hit
Okay,
a
before
certain,
work.
yeah, when I hit a certain time. Like right now, I'm still doing it post because we're still kind of in the earlier stages. But once I really get full motion and I get a lot of time, then I'll make more time in my day by waking up earlier. I'll do it fasted. But right now, I go to work. After that, I book it home, pre-workout meal, go train. After training, I do it post cardio. And then after my cardio is done, if I have more steps, I'll go on the treadmill or go outside. So
All right. Yeah. So, so you said you wanted to live somewhere down south. Where is something that you wanted to? Where do you see yourself in the future? Like living.
I'm really thinking like just the hot spots of bodybuilding and warmth. Probably either Florida or Texas. I just see myself there. I mean, every time I'm in Texas, it just feels like home. And Florida kind of the same feeling. So I'm a New York girl at heart. I always will be. I'm thankful for it. I've had the grit from it. But I'm just ready to take off and see what other opportunities are there. And there's so many quality gyms over there. I mean, it's a challenge. Like the closest good bodybuilding gym to me is Bev's, which is an hour and a half. Everything else is really commercial over here or like hole in the wall type stuff.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I would say right now the biggest thing keeping me in a box is my facility to train in. I do not have the access like other pro bodybuilders have to gyms around here. So that's a challenge.
How far is Signature?
An
Signature in
hour.
New Jersey. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else is in New Jersey. My cousin lives in Freehold, so that's like down south New Jersey.
Hmm.
Where I live, I'm back then it was just like a couple commercial gyms, but now it's like DMV Iron. They just opened up a Woodridge location. They're getting a green belt that's under construction. I think it's going to be opened up in September in the fall.
Hmm.
And then I have the shop gym, but I cannot go to a commercial gym ever again. I'm sorry. You will never don't ever go to Alphaland,
It's so
please.
bad. It's so
Like
bad.
Alphaland is literally an LA Fitness and a nightclub in one.
The
And
nightclub.
people don't train, and people do not train.
Oh
They'll
my
do
god.
one extra. This is why I don't like the nuance in the influencer training. It's just with someone with an exercise science degree, it drives me crazy because they'll do one exercise and then they'll be like, okay, workout done, or they'll just post it for one thing. It's like you can do all that nuance. Are you training with intensity? Are you doing with dedication? Are you doing it over time? It's like you're not, because it's like you learn this thing, you learn that one, and this person puts the bands on the bench. Like I get the whole point of that, like, but not many people are going to do it. And then you're leaving these young people going, "What's a bicep curl again?"
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These broccoli headed kids, these sarm goblin. I can't. I cannot
It's
do it.
so
Don't do it.
rough. It's so rough. It's so rough. Right now I train 40 minutes away from home and I'm like on a Monday through Friday, it is so challenging with the traffic. I'm falling asleep on
Yeah.
the way there because of the long work day. But I'm like, it's okay because it's not a commercial gym. I get in what I need to get in, and it's real iron, and it's just I have to. I'll drive. Like there's a commercial gym's 15 minutes from me. I refuse.
Yeah.
I'm like I will drive the 40 minutes to make sure that my session is what I want it to be. So
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
because you always say like the environment, the people that around you, really going to elevate you, and
Hmm.
that's definitely what I'm seeing from you, and that's what I really like what you're trying to do and what you're trying to do. So what are your future aspirations in competing in your career, and where do you see? I'd say a good. I don't want to do this 5-10 years. I'm going to say at least 3 to 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
Hmm. Right now, I mean, teaching. obviously, um, living that out and pouring into my students as best as I can, as well as balancing. I would love to obviously qualify and compete at Olympia with time. Whenever God has that in His will, I'm going to push and see. And then, honestly, I would love to leave the industry just a better place for me having been in it. So, I have some ideas on the brain of a little brands that I would like to launch and see where that goes. I would love to continue to shoot for the YouTube. That's also something that I never thought I would do. And then it's had really, really positive pushback, which I'm grateful for. So I'm just trying to impact in the best way that I can, trying to do what I love and surround myself with people who are growing from that. So, I mean, in terms of dead set goals, I just want to keep doing and pursuing and seeing what opportunities arise. But
Yeah. So going from that, so do you want to look at the list for the Pittsburgh and see who's doing it, or did you already see it?
I've seen, but yeah, we can take a look at it. There's a lot of good. I'm like, oh man, I would have killed to be on stage with these girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So names that stand out to me, Nicole, she's back.
I love Zenobia.
Um, Lola, I would say she's our front runner. You have
Yep.
Erica,
I'll
Adela.
tell you what,
Yeah.
I didn't see Lola popping in. This is the first time I'm seeing her. That's gonna be a crazy show.
Natalia's here.
Didn't Erica just
Jennifer.
win?
Yeah, Erica just qualified. The
Mm-hmm.
only one that's not qualified in top five, I think, is Rhea.
Is Rhea in
And
there?
no,
Okay.
she's
Um,
attending the show, but she's not
okay,
doing
okay.
it. And then Lena's qualified, I believe.
Yep,
So
Lena
you
I
have like
competed with
you have like a lot of top 10 girls here
a lot.
outside of Jessica Reyes Padilla.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
So give me your
Natalia,
top five. Give me your top
top
five.
five. Oh man. This is hard. It's funny because I saw the roster drop and then more names were getting added. So obviously you have Lola in there. This is in no shape or order, but I'm just saying based off of Olympia qualifications and past Olympias, I'm putting my girl Zenobia in there. You know, Z does great. I'm happy to see her back. Lola will be up there. I'm calling for Lena to be up there. Natalia will be up there. Missing one. Let's see. And honestly, Erica's just coming off of a great win.
Yeah. I
Or
think I kind of
honestly,
have the same
I
thing.
mean Jennifer too. Yeah, Jennifer too. She's also Damien's girl, also
Oh,
Erica and
really?
Jen.
Oh,
So
he's gonna.
it's.
I think at this point, Damien's gonna be coaching the whole top 10.
I'm telling you, I'm like that's why I'm like, listen. He knows the division. He knows it. So I just have to just continue to listen and do, and we should do well. We should do well.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna share your YouTube page. So do your own editing, or does someone edit for you?
Someone edits for me.
Okay. Let me show you your YouTube.
Sorry, I wasn't able.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
That's weird. Apple Watch doing that. Anyways,
I
here
feel
we
like
go.
it's always in the most inconsiderate times.
All
Yeah.
right. So everybody follow Amanda at Amanda Almodovar. You gonna post more, or you're doing like it's just every once in a while?
Yeah, right. So right now my videographer is also like balancing a million things. He is a father of two. They're moving south very soon and he's in SWAT. So he's a cop. So his night shifts between my teacher like it's just our scheduling is really challenging. He's done incredible. I mean, he always does his, but he'll take off days for me sometimes just to film. Like he loves it. So we're trying to push out as much content as we possibly can, being that I am in prep and being prior to him moving. We did just film last week, I want to say, so that should be coming up probably. That should be coming out next week. It was a hamstrings and glutes day, but we're gonna try and keep it at least, once every 2 weeks moving forward. So
All right. Um, one last one is you give any shout outs, any sponsors you want to thank? I'm gonna pull up your IG right
yeah,
here.
sure.
And
So just
by the
my big sponsors, obviously, to Gasp and Better Bodies. We're running a sale right now until Sunday. So if you're watching this, or if it's posted before Sunday, use my code Amanda5 for Gasp and Better Bodies. A lot of good merch is out, as well as Animal for all sponsors. You can use Amanda20 for 20% off. I use them for everything: pre-workout, creatine. We have creatine chews now. We have pump, non-stim, pump, stim. We have everything in the book. So those are my two sponsors. Shout out to my coach Damien, who I'm very excited to continue to move forward and work with, and give you guys a nice debut for us as a team. And just my loved ones, for the people who are watching, for the comments, for the DMs. Honestly, I am not this girl. Like, I'm not the look at me girl, but I consistently post because of the people who are giving me support and showing me that it is meaning something to them. So for those people that are reading my posts, commenting, I see all the comments, I see all the follows, the subscriptions. So please keep it coming so that I can keep it going. So
And I love that you're being you and you're showing what you're going through. And I remember, I'm going to talk to this girl this weekend. She's an upcoming amateur in the NPC. She's trying to go for a pro card. Said she didn't want to post. She edited the part that she was crying. I'm like, no, you should show that you're going through that you're going through. It's not, I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm having a low day. Like, I feel bad. Like, no, it's not like feel bad for me. It's like, hey, I'm showing people I go through it all too. I'm not just posting everything on, I'm just not just posting all the good stuff. I'm posting everything, the good, bad, and
mhm.
um, everything that someone's going through in life. And that's something that maybe go for you. And I was like, she's showing what she's doing. She's showing, hey, like, I like to train. I like to do this. I'm a teacher. I'm just like a lot of ordinary people. I'm not just bodybuilder 24/7. I have a full-time job and I do this at the same time. And until something starts taking over, and then, yeah, go into that route. But yeah, you actually have a great plan for the future, Amanda. I definitely think that you have a great setup, and I definitely say this: continue what you're doing. You're doing great. By the way, Animal Pump, the lemonade flavor, awesome.
Right? Oh my
I know.
god.
I'm like,
Chef's
I'm not
kiss.
a crazy stim person. I'm just like, I want a good nut. I'm like, this is actually a really good lemonade. A lot
I'm
of people
telling
screw up
you.
lemonade. This is good.
I might be biased, but our supplements are great. I was at the Arnold and I was eating the creatine chews. I was like, I need to stop. These are too good. They're like candy.
Do you think those are effective, or is it just for like convenience?
I mean, definitely for convenience, but they're definitely effective as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always say creatine's creatine, and like, I mean, they're third party tested. There's force, so I know Animals making. They've been around almost for 40 years, so I know that
Hmm.
they're always gonna make some good products, and honestly, a lot of underrated products. And
Hmm.
you're a great representation. You train hard. You're wearing the oversize. That's a
Nothing like
thing.
an oversized.
I wear a three. I've now 208 pounds. When I used to have like 3XL oversize, I put that same X. It's like, it's now like like a blanket on me.
I know. It's the best feeling though. I'm like, oh, I love to be hidden and just training hard. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. But thank you for your time, Amanda. I really appreciate you going on. Listen, I'm going to continue to support you, and I'm looking forward to your journey, and I hope to see you one day on the Olympia stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your accommodations, and have fun in Pittsburgh.
Uh,
Definitely get some live photos and videos so I can see. I'm excited for this lineup.
yeah, I'm actually going to have both my phone and my Osmo at the same time, because I actually do on my own channel, like not Pro Bikini News Network, but on my other channel, which I'm trying to work on that as well. I'm posting like my videos of me training, me like I'm going grocery shopping. I'm just showing everybody what I'm doing,
Hmm.
kind of following what a lot of pros do, but it's just me being my own personality.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely going to get some videos and photos, and I'm definitely going to send some to you guys and share it with you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, safe travels and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Bye.